white lion is surrounded by myth and legend. They were thought to appear only once every century, angelic messengers sent from the gods to remind us of the goodness in the world. They are so rare that no one's been able to count them in the wild, but as few as 130 exist in captivity. So this park has been very keen to breed from its male, Rolo, and 3 females, Marin, Natasha and Joanne. We followed Marin's pregnancy and her cub's first weeks of life.
Here's a good girl. This is Marin, a pregnant white lion. She's 36 hours overdue from the last observed mating anyway, but that's not a particular concern. It doesn't look that close. The tummy and the teats are quite swollen, distended. We've got our friend Joanne in the pen next door to keep her company, because she was a little bit fretful when we first put her in on our own, but that's why we isolate them before the cubbing is anticipated, just to give them a chance to settle down. We've blanked off the skylights, we've covered the concrete floor with wooden boards, with a bit of insulation, she's got plenty of bedding. All we've got to do now is wait.
Whenever there's a significant birth at the park, the staff rig up CCTV cameras linked to their high-tech caravan HQ.
Well, this humble little hovel is our control centre. This is what will be managed for 24 hours a day throughout the latter stages of the gestation and probably for the first 6, 7, 8 weeks of the cub's life. If everything goes well, we can keep an eye on absolutely everything, each cub, make sure the cubs are being fed regularly and properly, and if anything's going wrong, we can intervene before it's too late. This is the first white lion pregnancy, possibly in Europe, but certainly within the UK. I think she will be a good mum. It's always hard to tell with the first-time mothers, but she's got a very nice temperament, but there's always that little bit of nagging worry and nagging doubt. These are special to me. I mean, I saw them for the first time out in Africa when they were very tiny, and to see them mature and develop into magnificent animals, very special animals, unique animals for the UK. Few people have ever seen a white lion, so to actually have to work with them and see them every day of the week is a huge privilege, and the thought of having cubs has been captivating us ever since the day they arrived.
Well, white lions have been in Africa probably since the beginning of time. However, the earliest recordings of white lions were probably 400 to 500 years ago with Queen Neba, who mentioned that these were spirits that had come down from the skies in terms of being their ancestors, and have been revered ever since as these great omens in the bush. And almost every century thereafter, white lions have been spotted in the bush in Africa.
And when they're spotted in the wild, they're killed by poachers. These are the first white lions to be released onto a protected reserve in their South African homeland. White lions are targeted by trophy hunters because of their unique colour.
A white lion is actually a lion with a recessive gene. And the only thing that this recessive gene affects is the coloration of its fur. And often with the males you'll get a pale blue eye, and with the females a slightly greeny eye. The normal tawny lion has a sort of brown colour eye.
Andrew manages Sambona, a 54,000-acre reserve which has been well stocked with prey for its predators. As so few white lions exist in the world, whenever Andrew is travelling, he takes every opportunity to visit other collections. On a recent visit to England, a relative happened to mention that there were white lions in the Midlands. But as it was April Fool's Day, Andrew didn't believe him.
He said, joking, or I thought he was joking, that there are white lions in Kidderminster. And of course, I really thought he was joking. And then we went down to the safari park. And it was a great privilege to meet Bob. It was great to hear him talking with such passion about his white lions. It was wonderful. We've kept up correspondence since then. And one of my projects is to one day establish the exact genealogy of white lions. And Bob has very, very kindly given me DNA samples so that when I can get the funding and get my act together, we will definitely find out exactly what the gene of the white lion is.
Becky Wardle has her hands full. She's rearing 2 lion cubs, which had to be separated from their mother for their own safety. She's also on night duty monitoring the white lion pregnancy. It's been a very eventful day.
All right.
There we go.
Good day's sleep?
Oh, not really.
Not these two, no.
Keep you awake all day?
Yeah. Well, the action all started about 11 o'clock. She had the first cub at about 2 minutes past. And then, lo and behold, about 2:30, she had a second one.
Great.
She wasn't in any obvious distress or discomfort.
You're a first-time mum. She seems to be doing quite well.
Incredibly well, yeah. She's looking after them both. She's feeding them both. And she looks quite cool, calm and collected about it all. OK, I'll leave you to it then. My phone will be on if you need anything. Or if anything else happens, give us a call.
Will do, yeah. Be the first I call.
Yep.
Thank you.
OK then. Thanks very much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
In the morning. I start work at about 6 o'clock in the evening and I finish about 9 o'clock in the morning. I've got these 2 to look after, day and night. And then I'm also monitoring the white lion as well, to see how she's getting on with her cubs. This one's Lionel, and Erica is over there. Unfortunately, Mum was a little bit clumsy with them. She had 4 cubs, and when they were 4 weeks old, she sat on 2 and killed them. She's lovely. She's quite chilled out. As you can see, she's just fast asleep on my sleeping bag. He's a little terror, and he runs up and down all night when I'm supposed to be concentrating, and just climbs on everything, chews everything. They're just teething at the moment, so he's a bit of a nightmare.
Well, it's quite late in the day now, and believe it or not, we've just had our 4th cub. 4 out of 4 is not bad, especially for a first litter. She's looking after them all and feeding them all, and we can't believe our luck, really. We've got 4 adults, and we've doubled our tally in the space of 9 hours. That gives us 8 now, all being well. We don't want to count too many chickens for the hatch, as it were, but it's all looking very, very rosy at the moment.
In the space of a few weeks, concern grows for the health of the newborn cubs. Reluctantly, staff will have to handle them to give them medication.
It's always a worrying time to go in, because obviously we'd rather not to go in and touch them at all, because we don't want to put her off. But because we haven't really had a lot of choice in this instance, she's been really good. She's an excellent mother, and she's got such a nice nature. That's a good thing, really.
I'm saying, well over 30 years of looking after these exotic carnivores, I've never seen anything like this before. The hair loss suggests mites, but the thickening of the skin around the edges suggests mange. But we've took skin scrapes and put them under the microscope and can't see a thing, but that's not particularly unusual. But you can't ignore the physical evidence of the hair loss. I think one of them seems remarkably unaffected. The other 2 seem to be getting a bit better, but this one is still losing hair, so we're going to treat them again. Little tinker. Look at that, eh? It's a wonderful feeling to hold something so special, so unique. Look at that, daft as a brush, eh?
Bob uses this opportunity to weigh the cubs, which helps him to keep an eye on their growth rates.
2.71. Yeah. We finished the treatment. We've fed her back in with a piece of meat, and she's just making a fuss of the cubs, licking them. Not too hard, I hope. She'll probably lick the treatment off that we've just applied. But as you can see, she's not unduly perturbed with the fact that we've been in here, and she's coming up for a fuss. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, we didn't hurt her, did we? Good girl.
Just over a week later, and there's a new health worry with the white lion family.